Hello everyone to the 8th lesson of the Rust crash course. Today we're going to talk about ownership with functions. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the way we pass arguments to functions is pretty similar to assignment. We can either copy the value or move it. In this example, we're going to start with a string variable. In this case, s, which is equal to string from abc. Right, we can now print it as we've seen in the previous videos, and as you can already tell, it prints ABC. Now let's make a function. Function takes ownership and takes the string as the argument. For example, s is a string, and then here we print it inside function, and then we print the string. If we now call this function after the print, takes ownership s, what we'll see is both the prints are code, okay? But the interesting thing is that if we call this print after the take ownership, what happens is that the compiler complains, because this function right here takes the ownership of the variable, which means that after this function call, s cannot be used anymore in the scope. If we wanted to use it, we had two possible alternatives. We could either clone the string, as we've seen in the previous video. In that case, this call would work. And the other possibility is passing the value by reference, and we're going to talk about it in the next video. Alright, so in this example right here, we basically did the same thing with integers. And as you may expect, we see the same number printed twice. But if we move the function before the print, in this case the compiler won't throw any error, because the value n is passed by copy to the function and not moved. Another very common scenario is returning a value from a function, and in that case the rules are pretty much the same. We know that when a variable goes out of scope, it is dropped, which means that if it has a heap allocated memory, that memory is released, unless that value is moved to the caller. I'm going to show you an example. We have a function, hello, that returns a string, and this is the syntax to indicate a return value. Here we return a string, and if you remember, in Rust you don't have to call return explicitly. The last expression becomes the return statement, basically. So what I can do now is saying that variable s is equal to hello. And if we now try to print s, what we see is abc. So let me explain what happens. This string right here, and in order to make it clearer, I'm going to call it as a variable. Let a is equal to the string, and then a to return it. What happens is that this variable, abc, will be dropped here after the scope is finished. But because we are returning a string, instead of dropping this value, we move it to the caller, in this case, into this variable s. A very important thing to remember is that in those cases, the value is not dropped. It is simply moved to the caller. Instead, if we didn't assign it to a variable, this variable a will be dropped here. And after this call, there wouldn't be any possibility to access that variable. Alright, so that was all for this video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like, because it really helps, and I hope to see you in the next video, in which we are going to talk about references and the borrowing mechanism of Rust.